Hey there. Oh, there's a coffee in the way. This is how to make dinner. I'm Paula, and today we're making tomato coconut soup. I posted a photo of this soup on Instagram a little while back, and a lot of people requested that I make a video. So here goes. So it's very easy. I actually don't even have a recipe. I'm just remembering what I did. Starting in a Dutch oven or any large-ish pot, I'm going to put about a tablespoon of oil. You can use any oil, but I have coconut oil because it's a coconut tomato soup, so why not? And this is on like medium heat. I'm going to throw in one whole onion. And you might be thinking, it's summer. Why am I making soup in the summer? But honestly, this is like, it doesn't take very long. It's not like your stove is on all day. It's not one of those really hearty kind of wintry soups. I feel like this is a perfect soup to have in the summer, especially when you just want like a little, maybe like a grilled sandwich for dinner with a little bit of soup, or it's really, really good to pack for lunch for work. I had it like every day that week, and I'm gonna have it every day this week, which is sweet. I was really surprised at the good feedback I got from home about this soup. It was a huge hit, especially when it was fridge cooked the next day. Fridge cooking is the best. I'm using a big giant chunk of ginger, like 2 inches. I don't know, measuring ginger is a funny thing. I don't really ever do it, but I also have never really found I've had too much ginger in any situation. So I just kind of wing it. I'm peeling it with a spoon. If you don't know this trick, it's a pretty good one. It just means that you get to take away the skin, but you leave most of the ginger intact. And this is going to be blended, so I'm not that worried about how I'm chopping all this stuff. It's just rough. Like, really rough. Ginger's in. I'm going to use quite a bit of garlic, like, 4 cloves, because that's what I have right here on this last of this head of garlic. I'm so obsessed with garlic right now because it's the summertime, and summer garlic is just like, it's night and day compared to the kind of garlic you get imported from somewhere far away, that's just dry and kind of old. Like this is like sticking to my fingers. It's so good and fresh. I got this from a farmer's market. But actually really good. Some of the really good market kind of grocery stores are getting more local stuff in these days, it seems. So you might be able to find good garlic at your grocery store. So I'm just smashing these, and I'm barely going to chop them because they're going to be blended. They're harder to peel when they're fresh too because the paper is less dry. Just do like a quick once through here. And that goes in. And then, oops, I think I put a carrot in it last time, so I'm gonna get a carrot. Maybe a couple carrots. I'm gonna turn this down a notch. Find my peeler here. You could add celery if you had celery. It's never a bad thing to add celery to soup. I just don't happen to have any right now. So I'm doing onions and carrots. The main thing with soup, if you ask me, is onions are non-negotiable. I don't think I would ever try and make any kind of soup without onions. Just saying. They add so much, and they give so much to the kind of base of it. You just need it. So rough chopping. These are good carrots too. Now, once all the kind of base stuff is in, I want salt, because salt is going to help pull all the juices out of the veg. So right away I'll do a teaspoon because I know it'll need at least that. And then I'm just going to put the lid on, and this is on medium heat still. I'm just going to have the lid on and just let it kind of sweat a little bit for a few minutes while I clean up. So I've tidied up a bit. These veggies have been simmering or steaming a little bit in the pot with some salt for probably about 2-3 minutes. And next I'm going to add the tomatoes. So I know it's the summer, we have fresh, good garden ripe tomatoes now, but I'm still going to use a can of tomatoes because I actually when I have good garden grown or like farmers market purchased tomatoes, they're kind of expensive, and they're kind of, this is a terrible can opener. They're kind of expensive and they're kind of precious to me. Like, I don't want to just throw them into anything. And like, this soup doesn't really need it, to be honest. Like, a good canned tomato, I think, will produce as good of a product as like really ripe garden fresh tomatoes. If you have a ton of tomatoes kicking around, then use those. I would peel them first, just with by blanching them and putting an X in the bottom and blanching them, because tomato peels just never really blend in soups and you end up with all those little rolly things. Anyway, this is 1 can of tomatoes. It's 796 mils or 28 ounces, and the whole thing's going in. And then I'm gonna add a teaspoon of cumin ground. I actually should have added this before the tomatoes, so it got a little bit of the kind of sautéed vibe, but I didn't, and it's gonna be fine. And then last but not least, I'm gonna add some coconut milk. So this is how you tell if you have really good coconut milk. The way to tell if your coconut milk is really good is if you shake it, and if you can't hear anything. If you can't hear sloshing around, because that means that it's really nice and thick. So I always shake my coconut milk, and I always choose the can that I can't hear anything when I shake it. So, and now that I've opened it, I can see that it's like super thick. And if you're feeling like you want to take one extra step, you can dump it out first into a bowl and kind of mix it together with the watery part, so that later you have a little nice decoration for the top of your soup. I'm going to use this cute little whisk. So I'm going to add most of this in and then just save a little tiny bit back for drizzling on top. Yum. Okay. And then we're just going to simmer this until the veggies are cooked. It's going to take about 8 minutes. And I might need to add a little bit of stock or water, but I might not. So crank up the heat, put the lid on, and just walk away for like 10 minutes. And that's that. We'll be back to show you how it turns out. Okay, so it's been about 8 to 10 minutes or so, and I've been simmering this soup. And it's time to blend it up. So I've got my stick blender. You can use whatever blending implement you have on hand, and just give it a bit of a rip. Yeah, good enough. So the way that you tell if it's ready to be blended or not is if you pull out one of the carrots, because I cut the carrots kind of chunky, and I pulled one of those out and found that it was soft. And so then I know it's a green light to start blending. So this is the most simple soup in the world. It's become one of our staples now. And from here you can kind of use it as a blank slate to just do whatever you want with. Like you can throw tons of garnishes on top. You can throw like fresh herbs, fried chickpeas, whatever, and just really make it into a full dinner. I'm just having it like this, and I'm gonna drizzle it with my reserved coconut milk. Look, you guys, how nice is that? And I left it non-spicy, but if you want it spicy, you can just make your own bowl spicy. I'm gonna put some sambal on mine because it's delish. Ooh, yeah, that's probably plenty. And this is like the world's smallest bowl of soup, but it's just a snack. Oh, it's so good. It's so gingery, and it's just what you want. Like tomato soup is so comforting. And it's gonna be even better tomorrow when it's been fridge cooking, and I'm really excited about it. So there's a full blog post up on howtomakedinner.com if you want the full written recipe. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, join me here every Wednesday where I make an easy dinner, and subscribe to my channel if you're into that kind of thing. And be sure to let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll see you next week. It's good. It's delish. Okay.